today's decision?
So essentially, the Supreme Court said that the plaintiff couldn't sue the police officer for failing to give his Miranda rights because failing to give the Miranda rights doesn't constitute a violation of our Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. You need a violation of constitutional rights in order to federally sue the police officer. And so that was a real departure on how the court has seen Miranda rights.
Well, so, Dina, you know, this is a 1966 landmark decision, this Miranda decision. We know the High Court reaffirmed it as recently as 2000. So tell us what has changed now in the past 2 decades.
I mean, the makeup of the court has certainly changed, and different judges interpret the law differently. You know, in 2000, as you mentioned, in the Dickinson case, the Supreme Court found that the Miranda was essentially a constitutional rule. But in this ruling, the court found that although it is done to protect a Fifth Amendment right, in and of itself, the Miranda warning isn't a constitutional rule, essentially. So they took a departure from that case.
So if they're saying that it's not a constitutional rule now, will law enforcement be less likely to or more likely, I guess, to not Mirandize suspects?
I mean, they did a narrow ruling in this particular case saying that it didn't rise to the level of a violation of constitutional rights in terms of a private lawsuit. They didn't go farther and ask the question of, you know, when will statements made without Miranda be admissible in a criminal proceeding? As we know right now, that is one of the ways that a statement to a police officer can be excluded if you're not given your Miranda rights. So although this chipped away at it, there is still that incentive to police officers to give Miranda warnings because they want to be able to present that evidence in a criminal proceeding.
All right, so Dina, let's just cut right to the chase here. What would you tell a client or anyone really if they do find themselves about to be questioned by police?
You know, I would absolutely say they should always have a lawyer present. It astounds me in this day and age, especially with video technology. I see so many trials. It's not even just what the person says anymore. It's the posture of how they're speaking to the police. It's their tone of voice. Juries see all of that. And also, a lot of people don't realize that police can lie to you during interrogations. That's definitely within their realm. So I always advise anybody should really have a lawyer present before entering into an kind of interview like that.
All right. Attorney Dina Dahl, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.